blast off.
When? I love me a good bag of nuts.
T
on
minus
a
0.
Friday. Yes, sir. What's up, everybody?
Nice. Well, welcome back to us and to you. We are here on Friday. Happy end of week, folks. You made it. And hopefully you've got some new music you've been working on or something that you just want to get some extra ears on. And
Yeah,
we are
dude.
happy to do that.
Yeah, happy February. That shit came fast.
Yeah, and it's February, indeed.
2023.
I've got 6 days till my birthday.
Hey,
Till
really?
the silver jubilee.
What the fuck did you
I
just say?
learned that's what it's called. 25 when you're a quarter century years old.
Who the hell says that? Like British people from 1400?
Yeah,
What the hell?
exactly.
The Silver Jubilee?
It's also called quadrancentennial.
Okay, that makes sense.
That appeals to Chris's math brain.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of engineer, thick engineer. I might
Yes.
add. But dude, did I tell you about the dentist thing I had? The dental emergency?
Did you get the chip repaired?
Yeah, so I got a filling,
Oh,
got all cleaned up, and I couldn't eat hard foods until I decided to today.
that's going to be me in a month, dude.
Oh,
Except like
wisdom
way
teeth.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that
going to be in
shit.
pain.
Yeah, that shit sucks and bleeding from the mouth and all that.
Fuck that.
But
Yep.
anyways, happy Friday, everybody. Looks like we got 5 viewers, and we have an open queue. So
We
please
do.
submit your music if you guys would like us to give feedback. Right now, we have 2 people in the queue.
Throw that shit in the chat. Do you put the link in there?
Who?
The
Oh
submit
shit! My
link.
bad. My bad. Feedback. Boom. And
Hit
if
the
you want your
form.
feedback absolutely right now, you can't wait. Fuck the other guys. Boom. Give us a
Send us
little
that
tip.
moolah.
Yeah, give us a little tip. Give a little $5 foot long, and we'll put you in the front of the line.
Yes.
They don't do $5 foot longs anymore. Got a $7 one today, but it's about as
Nice.
best one you can get. So
Dude,
yeah,
Jersey Mike's. That's where it's at.
I haven't had Jersey Mike's in a long time, but the last time I went was really good. Have you ever tried Penn Station? It's good too.
I don't think so.
It's a champagne classic.
Oh, that place. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, Jimmy John's is apparently made in Champagne. I didn't know that. Like the
Yeah,
headquarters.
they're from there.
So
Isn't
it's
the
pretty
Jimmy
good.
John's guy kind of an asshole?
A guy like with a name like Jimmy
I,
John, I
I
wouldn't
feel
put it
like
past.
he was the one that was hunting like rare like white rhinos or something.
What? Jimmy John?
I'm pretty fucking sure. I think
I don't know,
so.
man. You
Jimmy
got that money.
himself.
But anyways, we are a music channel here, so I guess we'll get to the music. But yeah, in terms of the queue, we have Bax, we have Redwater, which he paid to skip the queue, but it's been a long time, so we're probably just gonna listen to it. We can't wait anymore. It's probably almost released, so Redwater, if you're listening, sorry, but Redwater, if you're
Well,
here, like
Redwater,
perfect timing.
just watch the stream after if you're not here.
That's true.
That's what
Yeah,
we usually do, but we just wanted to wait until you were here. But yeah, we'll go ahead and do it so you can get feedback sooner.
that's true. And any of you 4 that's watching right now, please feel free. Nah, I sent a track last week, but no tracks after that. Huh? No, yeah, we got you. Yeah, your track. We're gonna listen to it right now.
Yes.
Okay, but all right. Welcome
Well,
back, Bax.
yeah. Yes, indeed.
Music,
Uh,
but what's up?
no, did we? He's saying we already reacted to it. Did we?
Over now?
Hold on.
I doubt it.
Open this up. Oh yeah, we did. I think we lost your audio, dude.
Hello?
Oh, there it is.
You lost my audio?
Just for a second there.
You're right. I actually do remember this song. This song was really good, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, send us a new one if you want, and welcome back.
Oh man, yeah, this was a song that was really good. I remember. Thank you, Bax Music. You already reacted to it. I think so, yes. I'll send a new one though. Bro, all right.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
fuck yeah. We promised that you'd be first, so I guess let's do it. Or we could do Redwater while we're waiting for it. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do that. We'll give you a couple minutes to get that to us.
All right, cool. No pressure. Enjoy the music. Redwater's pretty good. Let's see. So we got Redwater here with Rary, Prod by
Rary.
Immortal. Love these two. Rary joined my jiu-jitsu gym, by the way. You're gonna be
Nice.
rolling with the boys.
Nice.
But pretty much finished. Just yet to release it. Me and Rary. It's a work in progress. 100 miles per hour. You ready?
Oh, dude, I just found out it was Jimmy Johns who was hunting endangered animals.
You Googled that up right now?
Yeah, I was like, I have to make sure I wasn't, giving credit where credit wasn't due,
Yeah, or yeah, slander. But
but it's true.
all right.
So, anyways,
Anyways, I'll probably get a Jimmy John's after this. No, I'm just kidding.
exactly.
It's good. Are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
100 mph. 3, 2, 1. Boom.
I can't think of any words to say. I can sing these words if you relate.
Loud.
I'm falling down, but I feel okay.
Haven't we heard this?
100 miles, I'm sliding through.
You want to pause it
Oh
real
my
quick?
god, Sam, pick up the fucking phone.
You want to pause it?
I can't think of any words to say.
Yeah, I paused it.
Yeah. So, I think we listened to about half of it, but then the
Oh.
stream audio like fucked up. Remember?
That's why, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So,
should we keep playing?
yeah. Do you want to start from the beginning or just keep playing?
Just keep playing.
All right, because it is loud. All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
I can sing these words if you relate. I'm falling down, but I feel okay. Driving 100 miles, I'm sliding through the rain. You know the old me was here, yeah, you know you miss it. Now I'm all gone and on a new man, you are kissing. Fucking insane, that's just the way my body takes it. Mess with the pain, there's only so long I can fake it. All my life, I've been paralyzed by the guilt, the fear of being here. All alone, by myself, in my home, drowning in this blasphemy. You say you don't love me now, stop the taste right out my mouth. Figure I'll be heading and feeling, but I miss you now. I got acid on my tongue, I'm feeling like a Martian. I procrastinate my life, I don't know how it started. Guess you hate me now, and now I'm breaking down. The only thing that keeps me going is the faithful sound of my heart slowing down. The show's over, take a bow. I'm driving real slow. I'll never make it home. I've been down for a long time. I knew my heart was your last cry. And I don't know what I'm gonna tell you. And you rock my world like the ground I fell through. Baby, I don't know what I'm gonna tell you. Baby, take me back to the day I held you. I can't think of any words to say. I can sing these words if you relate. I'm falling down, but I feel okay. Driving 100 miles, I'm sliding through the rain. I can't think of any words to say. I can sing these words if you relate. I'm falling down, but I feel okay.
God, that's such a cool effect.
Say to yourself mentally, as you lay here in stillness, that you are exactly where you are meant to be. And right here, right now, you are just right.
Interesting.
Guided meditation at the end.
Yeah, for real.
Interesting. Driving 100 miles per hour through the rain with some
Mhm.
meditation playing. That was 100 mph with Rary, prod by Mortal. Shout out to Immortal. I like the a lot of like the video game samples that are happening there. That like 8-bit like that's happening on the sides. Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds beautiful. I thought it was. I don't know if it's one of their voices. It sounds like maybe not, but it was really cool. And Rary and Redwater, as always, with just crazy melodies. Redwater
Yeah.
looking like Rary looking like he hating Redwater right now, or maybe looking at his phone at his own reflection. Is that what you're doing, Nate? Anyways, flipping himself off. But yeah, what do you have for first impressions, vibes?
Yeah, no, I think definitely the melodies and the catchiness is like a strong point. The hook is memorable.
Mhm.
Um,
And
yeah, I mean,
fuck up!
yeah. A lot of the production is really there's a lot of sort of pro moves in there, I would say.
Oh yeah,
Um,
the vocal effects are insane.
yeah, I mean, the one thing that we both noticed is immediately had to like turn down a pretty good amount.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's top heavy too.
and yeah, even after doing that, it's very, very bright, very top heavy. And it's like, I mean, there's two problems to that, which is one, it's piercing, two,
Yep,
it doesn't feel as impactful. So it's
yep.
like so important to get the seesaw balance correctly, or else it just throws everything off. And it's
Hmm.
everything, sort of lies beneath that. Uh,
Hmm.
so I think that's super important. We can go into that in production, but I would best guess that it's probably a listening environment problem. Um,
Possibly.
it's just not being honest with you. Or, I mean, like that's sort of giving the benefit of the doubt, right? But it's like, hopefully that's the issue because that's easy to correct, well, relatively easy, but not necessarily cheap.
Mhm,
Um, versus like if you're just not referencing stuff enough to compare them, that could
mhm,
be another side of the coin. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, my only other thought, which again maybe this falls more into content, but like whatever, um, is sometimes it doesn't feel like it's like flowing full speed ahead. Like it's called 100 miles an hour,
uh-huh,
and
I had the
some
same thought.
yeah, and sometimes it just feels like we are pulled out of that groove and not in a very like elegant or obvious way sometimes. Like it'll just sort of like come out of like a high energy section and then you'll like realize, "Oh, where are we?"
Mm,
It's not to say that surprises are bad. It's just like a little bit confusing some of the transitions, like the energy transitions are not there. And that I think is like the next step up. Like it's cool to have a bag of tricks as a producer to, the stuff where things cut out and like the harmonies, like all that's very good, like pop production. But you absolutely have to nail the transitions. That is what makes or breaks like a modern pop song.
mm,
So right now, I think that's the main thing production wise that needs some work. Then
mm,
mixing wise, it's the balance of like it's so top heavy and so loud somehow.
mhm.
Probably because all of the like noise, like yeah, like volume ceiling and energy is being used at the high end instead of contributing to the low end, and so you can get it sounding too loud and too bright and not bassy enough. But
Welly W! Sorry, what's up, Welly? Another HHC alum. He usually
oh
works with
shit,
these guys too. I think they did a whole EP together actually, so
dope,
it's a
nice.
very, very dope song.
Anyways,
Couple
that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
yeah, I can echo a lot of the sentiments. Yo, I sent some as well. You did?
Got it. Yes,
Hey, Welly,
thanks for that.
crazy.
And we got yours too, backs.
Emo trap banger. All right, I'm excited. I haven't heard a Welly WIP in a minute, so shout out Red and yeah. Shout out Welly. Yeah, I can echo a lot of the sentiments. I had the same thought when I was listening to it. I was like, this song's called 100 miles per hour, but like, when does he say it? Like, 100 mph, and like the vibe of it just didn't fit the name at all.
Yeah.
Um, like it's more of a love song or like a heartbreak song. It seems, you know. But that's kind of like a small point, I guess, because he does say it in the chorus, driving 100 miles through the rain. Um, but yeah, there was a little bit of an energy mismatch, and it might not seem like a big thing, but it was just interesting that we both came to that conclusion. Like, oh, like wait, what?
Yeah.
And the transitions, I don't know if I heard it throughout the song. I think the only big one that was a little bit weird was just the ending. It was just kind of like a weird transition. That's all. Maybe that could be a little bit handled a little bit more subtly. Like the rain kind of came in
Yeah.
pretty abruptly, and then
I didn't really
like
feel like that end part added much for me. Like it was
yeah,
sort of, I don't
I
know.
think it'd be cool if you had like car sounds, like if it felt like you were like driving 100 miles. That would
Yeah,
be
that'd be really cool.
like if it was like you had like just audio of like in a car, like
Or something, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like you're sitting in the car that's going really fast. There's got to be stock sounds of that.
Oh yeah, tons.
But yeah, I same sentiments for me and vibes. I think uh, the melodies and your guys' just vocal performances, as well as the uh, what is it? The production, the vocal production is fantastic, and I think from both of you guys, that's what I expect. That's what I
Yeah.
like as a game expect. So yeah, top heavy mix for sure. If it's that top heavy where it's shrill and piercing, I have to turn down. Josh has to turn down, and it's still bad. Like that's the obvious fix. I hope that you guys can fix it before it releases. So, um, overall, my vibes are. I think there's a really good song. It's just, yeah, don't make it hurt to listen to. So maybe like 75 between Gradino. What do you have?
Yeah, I was gonna say 70 between develop and good to go.
Makes sense. Content. What do you have?
Yeah, I think the main thing, like we talked about, is like I'm thinking maybe a possible fix is to have the groove or the drums be a little bit stronger and more constant.
Mm.
Like I just don't feel like it's being driven all that hard by that stuff. And here I actually want to sort of
Miles of silence through the rain. I can take it.
yeah, I guess like you've got that a nice drum groove in the chorus there. It does sort of get broken up a couple times, which I don't know if really helps with that sort of start stop feeling. But they're nice sounding drums, but they're so overshadowed by how shrill and
Mm,
high end, heavy and loud the vocals are.
yep.
It's just like I want to be able to feel those drums and really absorb it, but I have to turn the whole volume down because that top end's so shrill. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think content wise, again, it's about like keeping that groove more steady throughout, and making sure that whenever you have a transition between a high energy point and a low energy point, that it's like taken care of instead of just kind of like fizzling out and like then you're like in a weird purgatory of no rhythm and then like we're like sort of back into it, but there's no real transition back into that energy either.
Hmm.
So again, it's really about the transitions for me with content. But
Got it. Got it.
what do you think?
I already gave them their flowers on the vocal production. Besides the shrillness, and like I love all the cuts that's happening. Um,
Yeah.
your guys' voices sound like great already. I think you could turn down the high end and still get that breathy delivery. I know that Nate has like a very breathy delivery, and you want to accentuate the high end, but it's there. Like, trust me, you could bring it back.
Yeah.
And maybe you do like that, frequency sweeping. Find those just especially shrill ones, and
Yeah, I'm not even sure if this is entirely EQ, honestly. Like, I mean, it could be that there's something being done on the master bus or the master that's
mhm,
skewing everything. And it might just be a little bit of heavy-handed compression on like everything.
that's true.
It could even be like some sort of like limiter isotope thing or something that's just like doing that because one single plugin misstep on the master bus can affect everything,
Yep.
and it's good because you can fix it, but it's like you got to be so careful with stuff on the master.
Yeah, that by the way is a kind of sonic, what is it, signature of hyperpop.
Hmm.
They like to compress the shit out of things.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but like I agree, it's like kind of extensive,
But
right?
like I
Anyway,
guarantee, compare it to reference tracks that are popular.
right,
It's
right, right, right.
always like that. It's always like, well, but in theory, there's like this genre really likes this thing. It's like, no, compare to like the actual thing because it sounds like that, but
Mhm.
it's still executed well. It's still executed where any listener can go in from a streaming service and listen to it and probably not really have to adjust things that much and be comfortable. And
Yep,
if you don't have that, you don't have the basics.
yep. Very true. But that's production. So content, yeah, very pro deliveries, vocal mixing except for shrillness. Sounds really good. Effects. I love the formant shifts on both your guys' voice. I think it sounds fantastic.
Those are cool, yeah.
Yeah. Usually I'm listening to Nate as like a very low voice, so that was interesting. But yeah, and like I think the lyrical content you guys both matched up well in terms of the chorus and the verses. Um, although this, I don't know, like maybe it's intelligibility. This is kind of like a more advanced, or like maybe not advanced, but what is it? Critical or like particular, like in terms of the lyrics. Um, I'm just like after the first listen, I haven't been like there's nothing that's really sitting with me right now of like an impactful lyric, and I think they're there. It's just that a lot of the effects that you are doing kind of take away from the intelligibility. So you might be telling a story about you being in your hometown or something, but then a weird vocal chop happens and I don't get the rest of the story. So just try to balance that out, I guess. Because I mean, unless it's just about melody purely, which I know some songs are like that, but I just want a little bit more. That's all. But yeah, so the beat I think is fantastic. I talked about already. Um, the drum sound, samples sound fantastic. So content, I think I'm at like a 90 between green and yellow. I think content's really good. What about you?
Yeah, I think I'm at 80 between yellow and green just because so much of the musical structure
Hmm.
and like and I would consider the like those transitions and stuff part of like the content
For sure.
just to keep it moving along. But
Mhm.
yeah, otherwise it's some really impressive production stuff and all that.
Ye- And production.
Yeah, and,
We talked about it.
we kind of already talked about it.
Yep.
I don't think I really have much more. I mean, the only thing, if you're not familiar, although I assume you are, but maybe other people aren't. If your mix comes out super bright and you're like, "What the hell? It sounded great on my speakers," um, it, I would like do some research on what people are using to get really good mixes because like there is a point of diminishing returns at both ends of the price spectrum, where if you go below a certain point, it's not going to be honest to you, basically. If you also go too high, you don't really need to do that because there's a lot of really great like mid-market speakers, and you can
Mhm.
find stuff on Reverb that makes it like super affordable and will just allow you to see what you're actually displaying, right? Like you wouldn't want to use like a super crappy laptop with a horrible like LCD screen with no contrast to like do graphic design. It's the exact same thing with monitors. If they're not
Mhm.
telling you the truth, it doesn't translate to what other people hear. So that could be part of it. It could be your room. If things are really bright, that's often because there's too much absorption. So if you're in like a small room with a ton of carpet, ton of like foam on the walls, foam is good at absorbing high frequencies, but nothing else. So basically, you lose high end, but you still have resonance from low end and like low mids and mids. And so it skews your whole spectrum in that similar way. So just
Mhm.
something to be wary of there. The way to do it, the way that studios do it is all this stuff, which is like
Bass traps.
fiberglass. Yeah, so it's like rigid fiberglass board. You can get it from a warehouse for not that expensive. Make it yourself. Just get some like burlap fabric, staple it on the back or spray glue it. That's what I did, and hang them up, and it'll absorb the full spectrum so that you have like a neutral listening environment. But most people just want to go on Amazon and find like a $30 piece of foam that doesn't help you. So yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people don't know that because you do see it in a lot of places, and it all depends on your room geometry. But
Mhm.
do some research into that stuff, and then never do it again, and you will have a good listening environment to make good mixes out of. But
Mm.
again, it's the building blocks. It's like if your listening environment or your headphones or your speakers are not honest with you, you can't progress that much further because you won't know what other people are hearing.
Yeah. Good tips here. As a person that doesn't have a bass trap, but maybe I should be getting those.
Well,
So,
if you're are you usually using monitors or you are actually like mixing a lot?
sometimes, but yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it hasn't
Yeah.
been like recently. It's mostly been other people,
Yeah,
but
sure.
yeah. I mean, the counter is if you don't have anything like that, is just listen to your song on multiple systems, as much systems as you can, and some systems that accentuate highs, like your fucking iPhone speaker. If it's too shrill, you'll listen to it on the iPhone speaker and it'll hurt. So like,
Yeah, yeah.
I encourage you to just listen to it there, listen to it in your car, other headphones, stuff like that, and then you can get a good kind of rounded opinion.
Yeah,
Send it to other people too.
the other side of that is just to get a little like Behringer mix cube, and again, you can find one for dirt cheap, like used because they're not expensive to start with. But
Mm.
that'll give you so much information on your mids and high end because it sounds like terrible. There's no bass, but it helps you like really zone in on that stuff. So it's
Yeah,
another tip. Anyways,
it
score
is.
score. You have
Yeah.
any other production tips?
No, no, I don't. I was just about to ask the score from you too.
I think I would probably have to say 65% between yellow and green because there's a
Yeah,
lot of like good like low level work in like the chops and like the instrumentation, like all of that stuff, like the production. A couple of places production wise with like transitions that need work, but then like mixing wise and mastering wise, that needs more work. So
yeah, I
yeah,
agree. Yeah, I think I'm at like 60. I do agree. Like a lot of cool stuff is happening, but
yeah.
just don't make my ears hurt. That's all. Don't you're
Please,
you're
please, we're
scaring
begging
us
you.
away, bro. We want to listen to more. Okay,
Mhm.
but yeah, overall that leaves me at between green and yellow. It's about like 75. If you fix these problems, I think it's like an awesome song. Easily 100% green, but yeah, fix those problems.
Yeah,
But yeah, shouts out to Redwater. I just met him at the theater. Shouts out HHC. Shouts out Welly. Shouts out Rary. Appreciate you guys.
nice, nice.
Um,
Um,
yeah, what's your
yeah,
score?
I would say I'd say I'm at 70 between developing good to go.
Sounds good. All right. Sorry it took so long, Redwater, but is what it is. Hopefully it helps.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we'll go to Bax, and then we got Willie after that as well. If you
Yes,
guys want
indeed.
to submit anybody in the chat, just let us know. It's feedback. There's a link. If you want to skip the line right away, let us know. You could use that tip link. It's $5 minimum.
Mhm.
If not, you can sit back, watch the show, and we'll get to your song like we always do. So,
Mhm.
anyways, Bax, call my
Ooh.
name. Bax is in the chat. Shout out Bax as well. Let's see. It's a work in progress. A melodic tech house, I guess, inspired by Cream. Do you know Cream with a K?
With a K, I don't.
I was gonna say Cash rules everything around me, but no, that's a C. It's also Wu Tang, so probably not.
Oh damn.
But all right, Bax, call my name. Bax, let us know about the track in the chat. Judging from your last song, I'm excited to hear it. So you ready?
Yep.
All right, Bax, 3, 2, 1.
Good volume.
I turned my volume down.
I can see in your eyes all that I need. Like a dream, a mystery. I start to believe. I would find a way to your love. Call my name, I can get enough. I can't wait, so please don't go. Call my name, no one has to know.
It's got this DDR shit on. But this part sounds much louder than the intro.
I can see in your eyes all that I need.
Dry vocal.
Like a dream, a mystery. I start to believe. I would find a way to your love. Call my name, I can get enough. I can't wait, so please don't go. Call my name, no one has to know. I always find a way to your love. Call my name, I can get enough. I can't wait, so please don't go. Call my name, no one has to know.
Those Bax, call my name.
Cool.
Very cool. Brings me back to my DDR days. So thank you, Bax.
Nice.
Yeah, the first thing that I can think of, maybe do you agree with this, Josh? I think that the drops are just much more louder than the other sections. Like, I had to like, you said it was good volume, and I had to adjust from Redwater's track, so I had
Yeah.
to turn it up, and then the drop came, and
Yeah.
I had to turn it down.
Yeah.
So
So I had to turn it down a little bit once the vocal came in at the beginning. Uh yeah. So I mean I do think that the intro probably is a little bit quiet compared to the drop.
oh, got it. Also, shout out Bax for typing. Yeah, I made some changes. The drop, and it probably made it louder than the breaks. That's correct. Vocal also needs more reverb and other effects. I agree. I think in general, and like there's a work in progress, right? So I'm glad that we're able to get a back and forth like this because I agree with this the same thing. The kind of a soundscape I'd like to hear from this. It sounds kind of trancy, deep house kind of vibe. I'd like it to just be bigger in general, like a wider, more reverb, stuff like that. On both like those saw plucky synths, like bam, bam, I think those can use like maybe some delays and stuff,
Yeah.
as well as the vocal. And just maybe the volume was getting in the way for the verses, but I was like, oh yeah, those could feel bigger too. But yeah, that's the kind of vibe that I got so far. I think when your drops hit, they hit, and that bass line is nice and it gets me dancing. So it's a good track. What about you?
Yeah, no, I think overall it's pretty infectious. The groove kind of keeps you going the whole time, and then the like hook melody or whatever you want to call it was pretty memorable
Na, na,
and fun. I think
na,
the
na,
one
na.
thing that I was kind of grappling with, I don't love the lead synth sound in the drop. Like
That
it
bam, bam.
Yeah, like when it came in, I thought it sounded a little bit silly almost.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like if it could be more I don't know what you're using, but I'm imagining something like Serum where you can like start like combining wavetables and like making stuff wider like in the stereo and just more like splashy and exciting.
Yeah,
That might sort of help, but it feels a little bit thin. It sort of feels like a
almost a pure saw or something.
yeah, or it's almost from like a horn sound that's
Yeah,
been sort of neutered and
I was
turned
gonna
into a
say
synth, a cheesy
it
sort of
sounds like
synth.
if I was trying to like sound like a trumpet, like
Yeah, it's a little bit like that, which makes it feel kind of like a little bit silly, I feel like.
yeah, a
But,
little corny.
yeah, like, and then there's those other, like, very similar sounding parts that kind of fill in for some of the melody there. And those just don't feel, like, present enough to me. Like, it sort of feels like we have some of the voice, so to speak, at the beginning of the drop, but then as it switches between those different layers of that sound, uh, they become more, like, background-ish, and it's sort of like the voice is missing at that point a little bit. So but yeah, my main thing was that the lead sounds, those could probably use more reverb for sure. I do think that you could easily go overboard, as you probably know, with like the wrong reverb. It's very to get it to sound good. It's very particular what your settings are. So just be mindful of that. But yeah, otherwise, I liked the drops and the track overall. I
In the
think
melody.
you have a
Yeah.
score for vibes.
Um, let's see. Yeah, I think it's decent. Nothing too wrong. I wish the main vocal was a little more exciting, but this is what it is. I think, if I remember correctly, Bax, if I think you use Splice for your vocals, but I think I'm at like 80 between Green and Yellow. It's like a decent song.
Yeah,
What
no, I
about you?
think I could say the same.
In terms of the content, what do you have?
Mm,
Oh, I wanted to add this kind of adds to it too. When I listened back to it real quick, I did hear what Josh was saying, like a trumpet kind of sound. I think if you maybe sharpen the wave a little bit, like maybe more towards like a 8-bitty square wave kind of sound, I think that might be cool.
hmm.
Just as like a little thing to try backs. But anyways, what do you have for content?
Uh, yeah, not a whole lot for content. I mean, I think the overall structure is good. I think it keeps it moving along. It's like it's
Yeah, the
definitely
buildups were nice too.
yeah, definitely nice builds. Well done. Wasn't too long or anything like that. So
Mhm.
aside from like the sound choice, I guess for that synth, I don't really have any other issues with content. I don't think.
Yeah, me
What
neither.
do you
That
think?
those drops were nice. Yeah,
Hmm.
whatever work you did there was good.
Yeah.
Just adjust the volume. Uh, yeah. What do you have for score?
Um, for content. I think I would say. I think I would actually say like 70 or 75.
Hmm.
Just because it's good. I feel like it's a little bit underwhelming, maybe because of those lead synths, or maybe there's just not anything super special. Like it does conform to the like typical structure you'd expect, but I don't know if there were any real surprises.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the drops were nice. Yeah, but they weren't. They I guess like they didn't blow you away, for example.
Yeah,
Right. So
Like
it's
would
like
I keep listening or would I put this in a playlist or listen again if I just came across it? I don't know.
yeah, that's true. I put my score at like 80
Hmm.
because I think it's pretty solid. I agree. Nothing too crazy. I think you have a very nice, solid grounding here. Back to we just want you to go try something crazy, try something like super unique.
Yeah.
But maybe that's unfair in terms of the scoring system, right? Because it's like, oh, good to go, you know. So
Well,
I was leaning like
yeah,
80 to 85 for my content score.
right.
But Bax, am I allowed to send another one? Possibly. We were thinking about ending earlier, so I mean, you could always send one. Whether we'll do it today, we're not sure yet. But I mean, if you send it, we'll get it to it next week, like guaranteed at least.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
If you have something that's a little bit different, especially, that you wanna show us, feel free to send it.
oh yeah,
And if we don't get any other ones before that, because normally we only do 1 submission per person per stream, but if we end up not having anything else in front of you today, we could probably do it.
that's true. Yeah. And your music's pretty decent, so it doesn't hurt my ears either. So that's
Yeah.
great. Where we're at content. Okay, so
Mhm.
yeah, I was like 80 to 85. It's like pretty solid, pretty decent. The drops groove, but yeah, just we want that next level. Production. What do you have?
Yeah, overall, I mean, I guess you could say that compared to the drops, the breaks are a little bit quieter. So that's something easy that you already mentioned. That would be pretty easy to address. But other than that, I think it sounds good. Aside from like the reverb stuff, pretty much.
Yep.
It's. I wouldn't say it's like it doesn't sound overly compressed or overly loud or anything like that. It's pretty good on the production side.
Yeah, I think it's pretty close to being finished production wise.
Mm-hmm.
Score, I'm at, I think, 80 as well. What about you?
Um.
Between green and yellow.
Yeah. No, I could agree with that for production.
And then that puts me overall, I think, 79 between green and yellow. Good to go. And Bax says it's kind of different, haha. And I was like, yeah, that means it's not very different, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's
We
all
know
good.
it's like that. Oh, yeah.
I'll say the same score. I think that makes sense.
79. All right, Bax Music. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming back to back.
Yes.
And then back to back to back. We just got your other submission here, and we get emo trap banger now. Well,
Oh,
with a 3. Shout out Welly. Appreciate you. I haven't made music with Welly in a long time. It's been too long.
ooh.
Prod by This Landis and Rem Ghost. Oh, so you're not producing it? Interesting. 6 months ago, bruh. Why are you sitting on this? I don't know. We'll see if he's in the chat. But oh, here he is. Swag for real, bro. Welly has like a huge vault of just like unreleased shit. I'm like, bro, what are you gonna do with this? Nate's the same way. I've freaking collaborated on a song with Nate, and he still hasn't released it. So I was like,
Oh,
what is
damn.
happening? Maybe they have a whole promo plan. I don't know.
Hmm.
But all right. I think, yeah. If you want to say more about it, Welly, let us know. But otherwise, we're ready to listen to it. You ready, Josh?
No, I just had to get the screen share in there. Give me 1 sec.
Okay. Who is this Landis and Rem Ghost? Are they local artists or like people you met on Discord, or is this just like type beats? What's up?
All right, ready.
Think about dropping this one this month. Fire. What took you 6 months to drop it? All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Welly, 3, 2, 1.
Hold on. Pause.
What?
Fuck. The screen share just shit itself again.
Oh man. Well, you broke it, bro.
Not today.
Is what it is. It happens
Come
every time.
on. I know. It's so everyone here should go to lightstream.com and
It was too
complain.
fire already. Yeah, let's fucking dox them.
Go to Lightstream, tell them to get their shit together.
We do pay for it, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we should
Kinda
really
bullshit.
complain again, actually.
Yeah. So me and Josh share an email account, and I always could see like, oh, like your message from Lightstream support and stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Josh gives them hell for sure.
Oh, I do. Well, we haven't done that in a while, but we should. There was one thing where Elgato, I think it was them. They were like just copying Lightstream's product and their product page, and like
I remember.
they made the
Yeah.
exact same product page, and then it got tweeted, and everyone was like shitting on them. So, there's like drawbacks, pros and cons to all of them.
So where are you at in the song? Like 14?
Yeah, or 12. Who cares?
Okay. Want to start there?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's about to hit. So 3, 2, 1.
Where the fuck you go? Yeah, they lost him. I be on the road when they talking, lost them. Cut them at the picture, had to crop them. No, they wanna see me cold, so I gotta move with caution. But my neck already froze, I'm too cold for this robin. See my style they stole, stay ahead, they cannot top this. Do this till I'm old, I'll be 90 and some Rick Owens. Yeah, they want my flow, cause she want me until you, she goes in. Do they really know who they are opposing? Do you really know? You don't know, y'all just really cope. They really think I sold, only thing I sold is my clothing. Why they really mad? Cause I'm on my way to being goated. I'm going up, exploded, like I got promoted. She see what I loaded, and now she with me rolling. Good guys back is choking, I'm off the ground, I'm floated. We been them guys, I told them, don't play, you gon' get roasted. Yeah, they lost him, I can't find them. 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 Where the fuck you go? Yeah, they lost him.
Kind of a vibe.
I be on the road when they talking, should have to crop them. No, they wanna see me cold, so I gotta move with caution. But my neck already froze, I'm too cold for this Robin. See my style they stole, stay ahead, they cannot top this. Do this till I'm old, I'll be 90 and some Rick Owens. Yeah, they want my flow, cause she want me until you, she ghostin'.
F's in the chat for Willie. It's the intelligibility thing though too. Are you getting ghosted or is she getting ghosted? That's what I'm confused.
Is there some
but-
just like stereo like automation on that guitar or something?
I'm trying to listen to it at the end there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit left, right, left, right.
Yeah, or maybe it's probably through the whole thing.
Mm.
Well, let us know what the deal is there.
Well, he also, I think he said as a YouTube producer, but that was Welly. Shout out Welly, Heat, Fire.
Interesting.
A solo song. Are you gonna get an EP out, Welly? What's up? But yeah, vibes. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean overall I think your like delivery is really really up there, like good to go. You
Yeah.
sound good. And I like the overall vibe, I think, of the track. There's a couple of things with like sort of execution of like maybe it's like production, not in like a mixing sense, but in like actually, yeah, partly.
Is it volume?
No, it's just cohesion. It
Mm.
just sort of sounds like the different parts aren't really working together entirely.
Mm.
Like
Like
it's
the ad-lib vocals or?
yeah, the ad-lib vocals, like there's maybe some like sort of awkwardness there a little bit with just the density.
Yeah.
There's not enough room to breathe in some parts, and the ad-lib vocals sound just as forward and present and loud as your lead vocals, and it's kind of strange, kind of awkward.
Mhm.
I did
That's the
think
only thing I was gonna say. Yeah.
what was it? The oh yeahs? Was that what it was?
Oh
Or
yeah.
yeah, those were
Oh
kind
yeah.
of funny. Like I don't know if they were
Yeah.
meant to be funny, but they came across that way.
It's Welly's like sleepy delivery.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because like it works in a lot of lines and like when you're like kind of punching in Welly, but like this like when people are like oh yeah, like they're usually doing like some vocal line, right? Like oh yeah, or like some weird bullshit whatever. But
I
Welly's
feel
are
that,
like
yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
So it is interesting. I think it's fine, but maybe not for 15 seconds in the beginning.
True.
That's a long section. So,
True.
but yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, that's my overall vibes. We can go more into the detail in the other sections, but what do you think?
Yeah. Overall vibes, I think, and these guys collaborate a lot. Same, like very kind of like earwormy melodies. Um, he has that kind of repetitive style, like punching in kind of style, and it works for this genre. The vocals mixed pretty clean, um, and nice and bright, but not too bright. Uh, the beat was sounding pretty cool. I think I like Willie beats better, but I like that lead kind of dun 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 dun. You said it's a guitar. I think that part's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I just want some more unique bars, Willie. I mean, I think you're listing like fashion stuff that you're wearing that some people might know. I've like obviously not into fashion like that, so I'm just like, oh, he's wearing something that's like cool, I guess. I don't know. I think you said Owens, like Rick Owens. Is that what it is? I
Who's
don't know, or
that?
like your neck's frosted. I don't know either. Like it's just maybe I'm not like that audience, but so you might be saying some fucking heat, but it's just like So maybe I just want Welly to do some weird bars, but you know me, like I do fucking weird bars. I listen to Baby Keem, borderline horny bars. So like that's my style. Like it's subjective. Overall vibes, I think it's pretty decent. I'm probably at like maybe 79 between green and yellow. What about you?
Very specific with that 79 today, huh?
Yeah. Because like, okay,
Uh,
what did I put? What did I give an 80? Yeah.
for vibes, yeah, I think I would be at 75. And I think for me, it mostly is about the overall track cohesion. Like it's
Hmm.
sort of like a lot of the elements I think are fine. I just don't know if they always feel like they're working together.
Hmm.
And I guess if we're going into content, like that's sort of partly with like the actual parts, right? So it's sort of like the overall ambiance is kind of chill. Like you got like this chill delivery and whatever, and it's almost like a melancholy sort of like guitar part, right?
Yeah, he said it was what emo trap banger.
Yeah. So I guess you're trying to blend those things. I feel like you have an even taller task if you're trying to do that, right? So
Yeah.
I did feel like there was some mismatch between the drums, like the sort of trap-ish drums, and like the guitar thing, and then your vocals just sort of somewhere in the middle, or maybe like a slightly different style.
Mm,
But they were just all three of those elements were just kind of going the whole time. They
mhm,
weren't really feeding off each other. They weren't really leaving any space for each other, and the overall like sort of energy level didn't really change much throughout. It kind of just a stream of doing the same thing throughout, right? The same rhythm, same sort of delivery, vocal delivery rhythm. The guitar part was kind of the same throughout. It just didn't really change that much, and it felt like it was kind of a stream of consciousness almost at some
yeah.
points. Um, and I think like there's ways if you're trying to blend genres to figure out what the commonalities are, and like some of that even comes from production. Like the drums to me, that kick sounds really low and boomy, but it's not like a club song, right? Like it just doesn't quite fit. So it could be like sound choice, right? Like getting a drum that feels like it's halfway between both, or like it services both, kind of like mix and matching properly. Um, and yeah, I mean that's the main thing with that.
Yeah, I'm listening back. I think I'd like it to be a little bit more bass heavy too. And then Welly said that Redwater actually mixed it.
Yeah,
And
I
I was
saw
like,
that.
oh, maybe there's some like consistency here. So it doesn't like this one doesn't hurt like the track that Redwater sent us,
No,
but it is. But listening back, it is very top heavy too. So
a little bit, yeah.
I would like the 808 to hit a little bit harder. It's an emo trap beat, but I'm not really talking about depressing stuff. Yeah, bro, you said emo trap banger. That might be the mismatch. Yeah, maybe I should rap on my own beats, but I love listening to and finding YouTube beats. I mean, yeah, you should do whatever inspires you, bro. Like I just say like I like Willie beats, but and I'm just like glowing you up a little bit. But yeah, like I do the same thing, and I think you should too. Uh, but yeah, uh, emo trap. I don't know. I'm trying to think if we would have that mismatch issue without hearing your description for it.
It's almost like I think part of it is mismatch, like
Right.
like sonic mismatch where you've got like it, I don't know, it's weird. Like the parts that are really prominent feel like they aren't really gelling together,
Mm,
but also there's a lot of things stepping on each other because
mhm,
like those drums are kind of just going the whole time. The guitar thing is literally going the whole time, and there's not a lot of room to breathe between your vocal parts and the ad
mhm,
libs. So
mhm.
it literally is just that everything's going at the same time,
Yeah,
and regardless of if you weren't mixing genres, you still have the same issue with that, I think.
that's
But
true.
it's for me like it's sort of those three elements again, like the vocal, the guitar, and the drums. They're not listening to each other. It's like when there's a band that's playing and they're not that they haven't like played together enough to sort
Mhm.
of be synced up and like feeding energy off of each other because there's no story like arc. That's
I
kind of what
see.
it is.
Yeah,
There's no like breathing of the energy level. Like not a lot of transitions where things kind of like really get quieter and come back in. It's that kind of stuff.
that's true.
Building
Yeah,
like an energy topology, right? Like it shouldn't just be flat. It should be like things breathe with each other.
yeah. I will say the beginning. It does. There is one transition. That's the beginning.
Yes,
Oh
that's
yeah,
true.
and maybe you revisit something like that, right? Maybe you
Yeah,
take that
totally.
part of it, and then like the beat, the drums drop out, and like you kind of like go into a slower delivery, give everything kind of room to breathe, and then you
Yeah,
come back in.
exactly.
That could be like an interesting employ. Um, but yeah, you can kind of get it away with it with these shorter songs, but even then, like when we hear the kind of same thing by 1 minute 30, it's like, oh, okay, is there going to be anything different? And then just when I'm thinking about that thought, it like hits the end of the song. It's like, okay, phew, you know. But yeah, it's like, yeah, it's going to dangerous territory there. But yeah, so that's content overall. Yeah, I mean, there's only so much I could do with the YouTube beat.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's true. I mean, it's like I just
That's the type beat dilemma.
This is the thing,
Yeah.
yeah, like, there's so many different ways to make music today. It's sort of like, is it like, once you get more experience trying different ways, right? Like, if you're using a YouTube beat, or if you're hiring somebody to customize a beat, or you're just hiring a producer to take some stems or part of a beat or whatever, like, there's all these different levels of customization, uh, and uniqueness for like the music that you create today. You kind of have to experience those and figure out, are there really like limitations to certain methods that just make it not really worth pursuing? Like, is it like better to create something with those limitations and then be stuck with like being able to get it above a certain threshold to where you're really fucking like proud of it, and like you have a lot of fans that really really like that thing? Or is it better to spend a little bit more time going the more custom route and have something for forever that you're like actually really proud of and you can get help with and do stuff with? I mean, today it's like, because there's this low hanging fruit, it's so damn easy to just download a YouTube beat and then rap over it. But it's like, where are you trying to go with it? What are you trying to do with it?
Mm.
If you want to have any sort of long term approach to your music career, like, at some point you have to adapt and consider, like, who am I trying to be, right? Because if you're trying to be one of your favorite artists, they sure as hell don't just get a YouTube beat, right, and work with that. I mean, they almost
Mm.
always have somebody who's doing more in-depth stuff. There's certainly sampling, but it's not the same as having the whole thing there and then trying to work yourself on top of it.
Mm.
Usually try to keep songs simple with pre-hook, hook, verse, pre-hook, hook.
That's
Uh,
cool as fuck.
yeah, I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But
I
but
mean, you also want to keep us guessing a little bit,
and you wanna keep, yeah, it's like,
but
it shouldn't be. I feel like also there's a lot of, sort of process standardization that people do today, just because, like, I don't know, like, we do is so logical today, right? Like, people are used to this kind of stuff, and so it bleeds into making music where you just wanna create the most standardized process that requires the least amount of, like, struggle or creativity as possible. And sometimes you gotta just break out of that and be like, "You know what? For this song, I'm gonna put a fucking weird bridge that's in a different time signature here," and it could
I
be
was
like,
gonna say beat switch up.
yeah, like, it could be, exactly, it could be, like, your best track. You could be like, "Holy shit, I need to do more of this." And I think it's more fun usually, like, there's this anxiety around, like, "How am I gonna make this different, or what if I fuck it up?" Especially
Yeah,
that part. But once you get past that, it's way, way more fun to do stuff that's different and creative and a challenge.
yeah. I would also say though, like, and like, well, as a young guy, but
Mhm.
I was like, bro, if you're like sitting on this for 6 months, and if you don't plan on like working on it too much, like if you're just kind of moved on to other ideas, in this day and age, bro, I just say like post it, like maybe make it public on SoundCloud and move on to the next thing
I thought
because
you were gonna say the opposite.
to get rid of it,
Yeah, like, you can make a track and then not release it.
you could do that too. But I err on the side of you did it
You
already,
never
just
know
fuck
what
it.
people will think too, yeah.
Yeah, you never know, and like, I mean, I don't like when I say what's the worst that could happen. Like, what, people don't listen to it, or like the best thing that could happen is like someone listens to it and they like it, and
Mhm.
they found it because you posted something. So I would say like, bro, just put it out there. Like there's some songs where I made now where I'm like, oh man, I fucking did this terribly, I wish I could change this, my voice sounds fucking weird, you know but like people are like, I love this part, and I'm like, really? So dude, just like, and you have a vault, just release it, man. And yeah, that's all. But let's see.
Yeah.
DC the Don says something you got to get the mid out. Something you got to get the mid out. Oh, like do you mean like releasing it or not releasing it? Good morning. What's up,
Oh.
Corey? But I like this song a lot though, but I'm a lot better than now than 6 months ago. Sometimes. What kind of answer is sometimes? Oh, sometimes you got to get the mid out. So what
Oh,
does that mean? Does that mean you just release it anyways and just keep it moving? Because I kind of agree. Like, um, you kind of have to go into it like saying, I'm not going to make the best hit every time,
yeah. Well, it's
Um,
it's a mix of both things,
it's
right?
a
It's
mix of
like,
both. Yeah.
it's like you gotta get the mid out, right? The stuff that you start with, but you also have to evolve. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's not like, what's the point of just releasing mid for forever, right? If you like, if you make something and you recognize, you have to be so self-aware, right?
I
You have to
loved the term of Josh using mid. It's so funny.
you well, it's true though. You
No,
have to be
I
able
get it.
to look at what you've done and like recognize what's better, and you have to, it's that whole thing of being the writer and then being the editor.
Mm,
That's like every great person at anything is able to be the editor as well,
mhm.
where you can step away and assess it as if it's not you who made it, and then make improvements to it. But like, yeah, I mean, if you release something and you put it out and it was a YouTube beat, and some people like it but it doesn't really get much traction, whatever, if you do that a couple times, you're like, all right, I feel like I need to level it up, get a step forward. These YouTube beats are a little hard to work with. I'm going to try a different approach. Then do it that way. But don't like be like, I have a standard process I use for every track that makes them go the fastest, but always results in mid.
That's true. Yeah, very wise words.
It's tempting.
So yeah, I'd say go for it, release it, and then just take this for the next project. But yeah, so production. I think we were on production, right?
Hmm.
What's your score?
Um, I think, yeah, my main thing is that stuff's kind of clashing. I guess
Yeah,
like content is more the energy level stuff, but for production, I would say 70% between yellow and green.
yeah. I think for the most part, it's mixed pretty well. Um, I agree that like some of the ad libs and stuff, they're like the same volume, so they kind of run into the main vocal. And also the main vocal itself, you're doing the punch in where you're kind of going into the next line, right? Without a breath. And so a lot of stuff is happening. A lot of stuff's kind of missed a little bit and not emphasized. Um, so yeah, I can agree. I think I'm at 75 between green and yellow. I think it's pretty well produced though. It's yeah. But yeah, track total, I think I'm at 75 as well. What about you?
Yeah, track total, I think I would say 70.
There you go. Shout out Welly. We appreciate you. I was listening for the Welly producer tag, but it's not there. But okay. We have Kwarhi here in the chat. What's up? I've submitted something. Yay. We have Bax and Kwarhi. Josh, what are you thinking?
How should we do this? I mean, so we usually we only do one from a single artist
Yep.
per stream.
Mhm.
Uh Bax, are you still here? That's also kind of a good question.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I feel like in fairness, we probably should do
Kwarhi.
Corey, and
Yeah.
then if we should hopefully have time after that to do Bax.
Right, right, right. Yeah, that sounds fair. If Bax is here. Oh, yeah, but skip me. All right. He understands. Or
Sweet.
he or she. But
Oh,
okay, Kwarhi, you're up. What?
yes. And I guess while we're here, we might as well mention,
Do it.
so, we have some experience between the two of us. It's like, what is it? The Mythbusters intro
Yep.
combined. We have more than 30 years special effects experience.
We definitely don't have that, but
Something like
okay.
that. We don't have 30, um, but
We don't have
anyways, we
any special effects. Okay.
it's true.
Just to
Um,
clarify.
we've got some music experience, and hopefully are able to offer some helpful feedback, but we've been building something bigger than us, which is the FastTrack platform. That's the link in the chat right there, fasttrack.studio. This is a full ass web platform that we've been building to help you get feedback from industry professionals, people who work with artists all the time, people who've been around the block with it, and that have expertise and value to offer on your tracks and how you can make them better and release your best music yet, and hopefully get a bunch of fans. And there's a whole structure that the platform has to make that really easy and helpful. And then project management tools down the line to help you collaborate on your music more easily with others. So yeah, that's that. Go to fasttrack.studio, or in the sign up form is a little box to sign up for the beta. But again, if you just go on there, little box to put your email in and a couple details about yourself, and then when the beta is rolling out, we will let you know when you're in, and you'll be one of the first people to join the platform and get to let us know if there are any bugs or things that don't work or things that you want to suggest to improve it. So
Ye
yeah, that's where we're at.
ye. Let us know. We're working hard on it.
Yes.
And Welly, I understand the punch in thing. I like the punch in sound too. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just that like when you combine that with your ad libs that are like all punching it at the same time, it's like like there's a lot of stuff
It's a
happening.
lot, yeah.
Yeah. So I love that sound, by the way, like the punching sound too. But there's some finesse there. But
It's
yeah, we
partly, yeah,
appreciate you.
if they're all the same volume and same presence, like, they all sound like they're right in front, that doesn't really make sense.
Right.
Push some of them back with some reverb and volume, with lowered volume, and or, like, apply some other effects to them or something, like, even, like, format shifting or something.
Yeah.
Ideally, it usually works best if the background vocals sound a little bit different than the front vocals.
Yep.
Like, you could get somebody else to do them, or just, again, some effects to make them sound a little different.
Yes, sir. But shouts out Welly. All right, we got Corky in the chat. Let us know. Work in progress. End is pretty shitty. We'll be the judge of that. Maybe I will probably change that. You will hear that. Alrighty. Sounds good. How the hell do I pronounce this? Mermecolian.
Interesting
V4.
word.
Yeah, what the hell does that mean, Corey? Let us know. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, Corey. 3, 2, 1. It's like gamelan? What is this?
Steel pan?
Steel pan, perhaps.
I like that line, the little chromatic thing.
Yeah.
Nice little pizzicato or whatever.
I want to put trap jumps on this. Cool choir.
That instrument gets in the way of the little strings thing. Same frequency range.
Yeah.
A lot of upper mid.
The polyrhythm.
Deep bass.
Rattling bass.
Strings don't sound super convincing to me. A lot of the parts do. Is that supposed to be guitar or what is that? It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Whoa.
Too loud.
Yeah, loud. What?
Oh, clav or harpsichord?
Oh, there needs to bring out more. Ooh. Is that a banjo?
It's like a polka.
Dude, this reminds me of like Washington.
Bluegrass.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds fake.
Look at that.
Triple basses?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Holy shit. That was a ride.
That was a ride. That was a ride. Yeah, Kwarhi, you're thinking bluegrass, hillbilly
Wow.
banjo at the end there. That's crazy.
What a genre mix.
In English, it's a myrmecolion. I still don't know,
It's only one word, one letter different.
but it's also like even weirder. So like
yeah.
banjo. Yeah, it sounds like a banjo is happening at the end there. It
Well,
gets a feel of like yeehaw versus something like, which I don't know if what you're going for. Like hard rock, kind of like a breakdown kind of section versus.
dude, I
Yeah.
always think that fucking emoji is Billy Mays.
Yeah, I think it's the fucking guy from Big Lebowski,
Oh, John Goodman?
John Goodman. Yeah, John Goodman.
Are you
I
sure?
always, it's not.
It's
We looked
not.
it up before, but yeah,
Oh, yeah.
or maybe
Anyways,
it is. No,
change
it's
the
Total
sound of the
Biscuit.
guitar of it. Yeah, more. If you can get it to be more like that, yes. Especially at the end there, if that was guitar, that was a little rough. But like when the guitar first came in, it definitely doesn't sound real, right? I don't know if you're going to be able to get it to sound real, but
Yeah.
uh, it was cool. It was kind of like an interesting, like super processed distorted guitar
Yeah.
until it
Well,
got too loud. Until you tried to be rock and roll, but it wasn't rock and roll. It was like amateur roll.
right. Yeah. I mean, and so what?
No
The
offense.
way, yeah, can you do that? Like, because like when it did first come in, and like, okay, you could tell it's like kind of super distorted. It's not like the realest guitar sound, but it's okay. But then when you like dropped everything else out, and it was just that sound, and it was just really loud. Like,
Well,
yeah, we could
it
tell this
wasn't
was
just that sound, but it was just so loud.
yeah,
There was other stuff going on, but it was just like way like fucking 20 decibels or 18. I don't know. It was too loud.
yeah. I was gonna
Uh,
say like if you could like kind of broaden the stereo feed a little bit, maybe put a couple of different like guitars that are chugging along or something,
could help.
or at least like a chorus on it, like make it sound bigger than just one thing,
A chorus
you
could
know.
help too. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want it to sound real. Okay, well,
that's
don't
fine.
make it so loud then. Yeah,
Yeah, but I think something to make it more interesting, especially at like the first parts is sort of okay. It's pretty heavy, but then later it needs something. It needs some spice. So like a chorus might help.
of course,
Do
this
it
is a
like
nice idea.
a doubler or like a stereo widener could help a lot, and just to free up
Yeah,
your center of the image and stuff.
that's exactly what I was thinking. Yep,
Uh,
stereo wider.
but yeah, it's so interesting with the different genres and stuff, different feels.
Yeah, so are you trying to go for a bluegrass yeehaw ho dunk ending there? Like what's happening? Like, or are you trying to do like a rock kind of ending? This
It's
reminds
a
me of like
hoedown.
video game music, and like the first part is like you talking to the boss, and then like the end part is like when you like enter the boss battle,
Mm,
And if that's what you're going for, that's cool. Um, it's just that like everything, it was like this like I don't know if it was a gamelan, but it was just like you said steel drums perhaps or something. Just like
it's like
this
totally different.
weird instrument which I don't know where it's from. It's like foreign or something. And then it's like hard rock, and then it's like hillbilly hodunk stuff, like square dancing. Like what's happening here?
Yeah.
So I put the guitar pretty in the mid, and that does not clash to the other stuff. Handpan.
Uh, I don't know about clashing, but I mean it's. I think anybody would agree it's way too loud.
Right. We're talking about
Ask some people, like for real,
we're talking
if you
about
don't believe us.
dude, you can literally see the spike in the waveform. We're talking about 144. So like there's a part where
Yeah, dude.
yeah, there's a part where like there's a violin which um I I think I'm much more forgiving on the guitar sound not sounding real, but the violin sound, I feel like it should be some effort should be put into that to make it sound a little bit
Yes.
more real because
Yes.
the melody is beautiful.
Yeah.
Um and I don't want you to get rid of that part. I just would like it to sound a little bit more real. Put some reverb on it. Maybe find a better plugin or preset, whatever you're using, um, stuff like that. But yeah, so the guitar sounds great there. But literally, when 144 hits, you could see it in the waveform. It's with the kick, that might be it. But also, the guitar is just so loud there. Like it does not need to be that loud. So it's Stradivari from NI. Sounds like it's pretty expensive, so you should be able to get a really decent
There's
sound with
probably
it.
some settings you can tweak on it, but
Right.
like if your MIDI is just at 127 for every note, you're doing it wrong.
Correct. Yeah. Shouts out
And
Josh.
almost any of these plugin packs won't sound good like that because they're not given any input data to be variable at all.
I
They,
think I
they
put OTT on it. Okay, slow down with the OTT then.
yeah. What else? There was no
Because
I
like
don't know.
orchestral instruments are very dynamic. Over the top compression is just gonna get rid of all that dynamic. And whenever you hear a string, it's like in a room, right? Like so, there's got to be some sort of reverb that's happening. So maybe
It's
that's why
partly
it sounds
that.
so fake.
Yeah. It's so definitely also I was gonna say vehicle dynamics, the instrument dynamics.
Yeah.
Just and the way
I
that
mean,
you
that's
have like the glissando or whatever the hell the settings are in that, make it smoother, I would say.
mhm, mhm. But yeah, uh, we're already getting into the fucking weeds here, but it's it's at vibes. So what's your vibes? What's your score?
It was like very entertaining. Like it's
It was a ride. Like you heard both of us saying, "This is a ride." That
It
was
was
great.
definitely a ride. There were points, like, again, when that guitar is too loud, that just kinda sucks to listen to,
Yep.
and then, like, other points where you, kind of like just a cheesy instrument will come in and you're like, you get a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth. But, I I liked it. I'm gonna say 80% between yellow and green.
Damn, really?
It was fun to listen to, yeah, like, it was interesting, it was weird.
I think I'm at like 60 between green and yellow.
Sure, yeah.
You know
Sorry.
what? So you said you wanted to sound fake. I wonder why. It's interesting. And what are you marketing this towards? Because if it's towards a video game, then I'm like pretty interested. Like that's cool. But yeah, let me know because there's some people that we've had submit where they're doing like they're trying to do video game soundtracks. So let us know what's the context. Um, but yeah, content. What do you have?
Uh, yeah, content is mostly about the instrument choices
Yep.
and all of that. I mean, I think you're being creative with the arrangement. There are definitely some awkward points where it's a little bit like, again,
I want to do
transitions.
music that is weird.
Yes,
You're hitting it. You're hitting it.
you're getting it. But there are some points where the transitions sound a little bit stilted. Again, I think like I don't know. We've realized a few things. One, pretty often endings get neglected because it's the last thing you work on. It's just a natural pattern of the way that music is worked on. Same thing with transitions, right? It's like you spend the majority of your time working on each section, like section by section, that you often don't really spend enough attention on the transitions. And it's like there's such a short period of time, but they require so much work generally per like time span, right? So people often sort of forget to do that as well. But
Mm.
I think that could help just make it sound less awkward because it's okay for some of the sounds to sound like stock or unnatural. I think unnatural is maybe more what it's about. But at the end of the day, if things sound too robotic, it just doesn't appeal to people as much. And that goes for like if everything's just super quantized and there's no sort of energy swells or anything like dynamic feeling, it just doesn't really appeal to humans all that much a lot of the time. Even like the best electronic music, and like as a genre or whatever, is and like dubstep is so dynamic. I mean, it's actually more dynamic than a lot of genres that use like natural instruments, right? But that's very different, and you're using synthesized, totally artificial sounds. Doesn't matter. It appeals to humans because there's all this dynamic stuff. It's a story. It's evolving and breathing. But when you just use these stock sounds that are all set to like max velocity, quantized, no transitions, it's just boring. It's predictable. I'm not saying this is boring because you've got some really interesting structure, but when you have parts that are too by the books, too cut and dry, it's not as exciting as if when there's a little bit of subtlety to it, a little bit of humanization and randomness, dynamics, like gradual changes. Yeah, sort of a lot
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, Corey calling you out. What position in the track? I will check out my compressors. I use CLA2A.
I mean, right now I'm not really talking about compression or
Yeah.
mixing. It's more about the programming of the instruments if because you're
Yeah.
using all virtual instruments.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with your criticism there, and I will say like a lot of the melodies and like chromatic lines that you're doing are really cool to listen
Yeah.
to.
No, from the beginning, that thing was really interesting.
Yeah, we'll give your flowers where it's due. Like I feel like everything that was introduced, I liked it when it was introduced, but there was a point where I'm like, oh, it's getting crowded, and Josh said it too. Like, yep, that instrument's in the exact same
There were like
frequency
3. It was
range,
like the steel pan thing, and then there was like
the
what was it? Like a
xylophone,
xylophone type thing, and then
and then
something
like the
else.
guitar, like
Yeah, and they
yeah,
were like all right in that same upper mid-range band, very similar like transient profile. It sounded like just
yep,
it, it's like you're building a puzzle here. Why bring that piece in if there's already a piece that's exactly the same? Like
yeah.
bring something in that is a different place in the frequency spectrum or something.
Yeah, you have like a puzzle, right? And you try to fit the piece with like three pieces. It's
Yeah.
like so I talked about the compressors because they take out a lot of dynamics.
Well,
Yeah,
so
I
I
mean,
will say there's one thing that's relevant with that because a lot of these like instrument like sample packs and stuff are already compressed. Believe it or
mhm,
not, they are already
that's true.
compressed. So
Yep.
so like when you if you get like a compressor, right? You put it on the track or the mix bus or a instrument bus. and you put a preset on it, that preset may be designed. It's probably designed for more of a source instrument that isn't already compressed. And so if you apply that, it's going to overcompress the instrument. It's kind of as simple as it gets. But like, yeah, this is not primarily about effects or compression. It's about the source sounds because it's really difficult, to give you credit, to get like appealing sounds out of these sample like plugin libraries, because they're not real. It's one thing if you're getting like a recorded sample, but if you're using a sampled instrument, by default, if you give it 127 velocity and there's no interesting like glissandos, or like your note cutoffs don't sound like a human would like play them, it just sounds stilted and kind of stale.
Yeah. He turned all the effects off. I used the raw sound of each element, and I did everything else. Okay.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, again, it's like this is what we're hearing basically, right? And it's like,
Yeah. I mean, and like maybe you don't want to put all the effects off because Stradivari from Native Instruments, they probably put effects on it that make it sound realer, right? Um,
yeah,
and I would assume that they're probably since they made it and recorded the sound, they're probably and gave you the knobs
yeah.
to play with. They probably the expert to kind of like tune there first. Um, unless you're going for like an absolute weird sound that when we're describing it, you're like, yes, yes, this is what I
Sort
want.
of. For
Then
some of
it's
them,
like,
but like the
sure.
violin, for instance, the violin just sounds like a stock violin. That's the main thing I'm thinking
That's
of.
what
It's
I'm
like,
saying. Like, and that's why I said it's the Stradivari from NI.
right, right,
That's
right. But it's like, think about it this way: like any of these plugins, even if they're very highly regarded and everything, especially the ones that are highly regarded, are usually highly customizable. And so
yeah,
there's this range, right, of like the like not real sounding or not like pleasant sounding, not appealing, whatever, and then like really good. And you're trying to get to that sweet spot within the range of what the plugin's capable of. It doesn't mean that like you just do very little to the programming of it and it will sound good always.
mhm, yeah. So, yeah, content. We talked about it a little bit too. This is all mostly like the sounds and um, I guess programming the instruments, but also the structure itself is interesting. It's very different in the beginning. The rock part, I think it kind of can fit there, especially with the way that guitars are introduced. We said it was too loud, when it's the main lead of the guitar, but
Mhm.
the hoedown comes out of nowhere, really, and it kind of ends abruptly too. So I know you said that you'd fix it, and you warned us, so thank you. But yeah, we agree that maybe it should be fixed. And um, like, is that where you want it to go, or do you want it to be hard rock? Like, let us know, because right now it's sounding like Hodunk Country Hoedown. So, and I don't know if that's what you want. I thank you a lot. Oh, thank you too.
Thank
Overall
you.
content, what's your score?
I think for content, like those things considered, I would say mm, probably a 50% between yellow and green.
Yeah, I was at 40%
Yeah, that's
between yellow and
fair.
green. I do music without a real plan. It kind of it kind of makes sense. I can see that. I can see that. You have really good ear for melody, though. I think
Yeah, no,
there's a lot of
definitely.
cool stuff that's happening. It literally sounds like the way you're describing it. I start and build on what I made so far. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, time to refine production. What do you have?
Production.
Talked a lot
Yeah,
about it too.
I think we already kind of talked about most of it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't have much to add. It's like most
It
of it
might
is.
be one of the biggest trouble areas. I think
Yeah, but I don't know if I would. I feel like a lot of it is more content
content,
related, sort of, where
right? The
again
way
it's
the
just
instrument
shaping the
sounds.
instrument sounds,
Yeah,
and then like there's some stuff with volume, right? That guitar, super important. Uh,
clashing.
Doing some more stereo stuff. I would suggest y- really looking at the way you use reverb because I think you could smooth things out a lot with that.
Yep.
You don't want to overdo it, and you don't want to pick a reverb that's too like what's the word? I don't know. It's easy to get too like roomy or too like hall like with some reverbs where the reverb is kind of imposing more than sweetening. Like that's sort of how I think about like ideally reverb sort of should sweeten things,
Yeah.
not like impose itself and be like, "Hey, I am reverb." And like unfortunately, I think a lot of plugin presets want to do that because they want to impress you. But really the goal of reverb isn't to be super noticeable, it's to prop up and highlight the thing that it's on. So that's always important to remember. Sort of like when you're listening to the reverb as you're programming it, configuring it. Don't try to listen less to the reverb and more to how the track makes you feel. Is it making the ambiance better, right? Is it like do things sound more natural, more smooth and together, or are you just hearing a lot of sort of splash from the reverb?
Maybe I should do more automations. I only had 3. Well, that's a very broad thing. I don't know.
Mm,
Automating what? Reverb?
yeah, who knows? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's mostly the sweetening of the track, and like a lot of it sounds really dry. Like especially the strings.
mhm.
Like I said, like you might want it to sound fake, but like the guitar, I think it works. The strings, I think it should sound more real. To do that, when you play a string, it's gonna reverb in a room, so you got to add some reverb. I have 2 automations on the violin: the expression and the vibrato, and guitar volume.
So yeah, like expression and vibrato, like if those are that's great if those are parameters you can control with the plugin. That's why they have it. They have those so that you can make it sound better. So like if maybe those need to be tweaked a little bit. I don't know what those automations look like right now. But yeah, it's all about sort of executing those right so that the end result sounds natural. It's like not good enough if you're like, well, I did the automations though, it should be good. No, it's like you gotta assess and have other people assess too, like us. Like, does it actually sound good as an end result? Because you might have to do it differently or more of it or something else. But
Mhm.
it's great that that's there and you're working with that. But that might be a tool to help make stuff sound more natural for sure.
Yeah, it's by Complete Contact, so
Yeah, no,
I
I'm sure
think
it's a
it's pretty
legit
good.
plugin, but you just gotta work with it right.
Yeah. Okay. Production score. I'm at 40% between green and yellow. What about you?
Yeah, no, I could echo that.
And all things considered, I'm at 50 between green and yellow. Good to go. This is a pretty enjoyable. It's like all things considered, I had a
It was
good
a
time.
fun time, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, no, I'll give it the same score, 50 between developing good to go.
Yeah, I'm curious how this is gonna end, Corey. So thank you for the submission. We appreciate you, lively chatter, and yeah. So we have backs as well, and we could end it there. Josh, what do you think?
Um, well,
I know you have a
Bax is
birthday party.
here. Bax
Yeah.
is here. Wait, let's just do it.
All right, Bex. You're the last one.
And if anybody else has just joined, we are here every week, and we do review everyone's tracks. So if you want to be reviewed, oh crap, did we just get another submission?
Did we? No.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
I just got a Zapier
Zap.
zap. Anyways, yeah. So if anybody wants to be reviewed, you'll be up first next week, assuming that it's just the free queue and nobody else pays to skip. But yeah, the link is right there. Again, follow us on Twitch so you get notified when we come back, and we'll do that. But otherwise, we've got one more track today, and might as well just mention again. Do you want to throw the link
Website.
to website?
Boom.
If you want to get
Beta.
feedback from other people that are smarter and more experienced in music than us, uh, the Fast Track beta will be the place to do that. You can join the web platform, get detailed constructive feedback. You can reference later project management tools for your music, just make it easier for you to make your best tracks yet. Again, if you want to be one of the first users on the platform, help us make it better and get in there, then feel free to sign up for the beta on that form. Anyways, let's go into Back's track.
Yep. Sorry, my
Back's track.
backtrack. Fast track?
Let's backtrack into Back's track on Fast Track.
Ah, I feel something on my. I'm just kidding. On my back. Okay, so I got somebody
Oh my
stop me.
god.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Back 7 months ago. 3, 2. Wait. Is there a work in progress?
Is
Breaks
there
are too silent compared to the drop. Be prepared. It's progressive house-ish. Breaks. Okay.
okay? We'll be prepared.
Too silent. Okay, this is a theme. This is a theme. All right, 3, 2, 1. It's getting cold over here.
Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this. I've lost control of it. I've lost control. I'm lost without you. Yeah. I'm lost without you. Yeah. I'm lost without you. Yeah. I'm lost without you.
Yeah, breaks are definitely a lot quieter.
Yeah, bro. You know the problem. Fix the problem 7 months ago.
Talking to myself and I can't focus. Yeah, I'm broken. The door is closing. Wanna be a part of something more than this.
Oh,
I've
that's
lost
never rated
control
me.
of it. I've lost control. I'm lost without you. Yeah. I'm lost without you. Yeah. I'm lost without you. Yeah. I'm lost without you.
I could play Rocket League music.
I'm lost without you.
That little hey on the claps.
Nice.
It'd be nice if that was like a real like crowd cheering it, or like real group vocals.
Hmm.
But it's the same hey every time. So, yeah, I like that vocal a lot than the past one. I think this one had a really good feel to it.
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
I could
definitely.
play Rocket League to this. But you know the problem, Bex. You know the problem.
Yes.
You can't be having me riding the volume wheel. So, but vibes, what do you have?
Yeah, I mean, I like the builds and the drops are pretty good. I like that vocal. I just don't know if there's that much more to it. Like, I mean, it's good. I think maybe if this was like my primary genre, I would maybe have a slightly different opinion. But I don't know. I mean, it feels pretty simple overall. I think
Yep,
it kind of looks like it too, but it's sort of just like build, break, verse, whatever you would call it,
yep.
drop, and then repeat. And
Formula.
yeah, very formulaic and like it's basically just that one vocal line that kind of repeats.
Yep.
It's catchy, but I wasn't really super interested by it.
Right.
Uh, and again, I think it's just this case again where you're kind of like, are you trying to make like a sort of danceable like hit song? Like I don't know. Sometimes I just am not quite sure what the intention is. I guess behind some tracks where it's like, are you what's the goal? You know, because if it's not super unique, I don't really see what goals that would fulfill other than just it existing. You
Mhm.
know, or like maybe there are some people that I'm sure there are that are like just want to find a bunch of stuff in this genre to add to a big giant playlist and like to just to have or to listen to whatever or to like play at parties and stuff like that. But I don't know, like maybe if you listen to it more times you'd really like that. You know, that hook is pretty sticky.
Yeah,
So that might be a sticking point, but I don't know. What do you think?
I get it. Like throughout your whole like critique of it, I'm like, where's the emotion? What is the
Yeah, yeah.
what am I trying to feel here, man?
Yeah.
It sounds like it's like background music, and I mean, there's a huge market for that. Everybody
Yes.
listens to music all the time. It's kind of interesting actually. And you could put stuff in the background and play Rocket League, and I'm like, dude, I could totally see this on Rocket League, and Rocket League has a lot of good music, so it's like that's fine. But like, when we're here like actively listening, it's just like she's lost without you. Like, it's kind of same kind of cliche. Like, she didn't tell me why. Like, what's her situation? The producer, it just seems like he's trying to make the hits drop, which that's what you're saying. I'm probably a bit scared about making the drop hit as hard. But what about the drop in my soul? What about the drop in the emotion? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I supposed to feel here?
Yeah.
So, and it goes to that like formulaic. It just seems like what's the goal here. And it's the same thing before. Like, you have a very good baseline of production of melody. Your ear seems pretty good. It's just like I want to take it to the next level. Like, what is your purpose of making music?
Right.
So, uh, it's getting deep here, but yeah, vibes. I think it's like pretty solid. I like the vocal more. I think I like the melody as well. The main synth, maybe it's a little bit louder than everything else, just a tad, but in terms of how it sounds much better than the trumpety synth that we heard before. So I think I'm at like 79 between green and yellow. What about you?
For vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would say 75. Like it's
Yep.
yeah, I mean, there's nothing like super wrong with it, and I think you're doing a lot of stuff well, like per the book, right? Like per the formula, and like again, that hook is enjoyable. The lead vocal is interesting, but I just don't know if it did a lot for me, like vibes wise. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm there. But yeah. What about content?
Content. Yeah, I already talked about it a little bit. I like the main vocal. I think it's very catchy. She has a good voice. Um, yeah, but we talked about it. It's like kind of formulaic, generic. What am I supposed to feel? I don't feel lost. I feel lost on why the song was made, but it's like I just want to feel more, man. That's all. Sounds like I'm depressed and like, but it's just like of monotony, like the same thing. Problem with progressive house is that everything kind of sounds the same. Sometimes it feels like just the melody and vocal that is different. I don't know. I kind of want to backfire on that because progressive house should be progressive and should build to something. And the only thing that I thought was different about the second drum from the first was you did these octaves, or like dun, 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 right? And that is different, but like, could it build to something else? Like, listen to.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's not progressive house, but like, if you listen to someone like Carpenter Brute, who's like a completely different genre, I understand. But like the way he builds his songs is like ridiculous. Like, it's completely like a different feel at the end, And like with his songs, it's more like I'm gonna go on a murderous rampage, but it's like it's a different vibe. So you might not want to go for that, but like and like Dead Mouse, for example, he's progressive house and like for real, like what's that song? Some chords. It's like beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, the point is that there's plenty of progressive house that we like. It's just like it's not like it's impossible to make people feel something with progressive house. A lot of it might
Yeah.
be similar, but it's sort of like if you're just taking the sort of formula, the similar parts, but not like really focusing on what makes it good, then it's just not going to come out to be anything special. And also, sort of like if you're saying this about progressive house, like is this your primary genre, or like if you're talking about it like that, it doesn't sound like you love progressive house. I don't know.
I think people mostly like this genre for what it is. Festival friendly songs kinda. Yeah.
So then it's like, I mean, like, why are you making this then? Like, are you just trying to get like your foot in the door, made for
The song
fun?
was
Yeah,
made
like
for fun.
that's fine. But like, hey, like if you've got this good foundation for it, right?
You
Like,
do, you really do. Like, the mixing sounds great, you have a good ear for melody, it's like, just
if it's just for fun, why not fuck around with it? Why not like do
yeah, do
something
something
weird?
crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Try it.
For
Yeah.
sure, yeah. Do something weird. Like, that's our challenge to you, Bax. You're solid already. Like,
Yes, exactly.
just push it to the next level. I think have we given scores for content?
No.
Um, yeah, I think it's solid, but I just want more.
Hmm.
75 between green and yellow.
Yeah, I think I would probably say 70.
Yeah.
Um, I'm yeah. I might even
Like,
say like
I wanna say, like, this is a Bax music song for sure. Like, this is his sound. But this one, I can't. This one, it seems like I could go to like
This
royalty
could
free
be
section on
anybody. Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
so but yeah, I want to hear your voice, man. Um, okay, production,
Production, not a whole lot wrong except for the volumes between
volume, bro.
the
You know,
sections, but
yeah,
otherwise it sounds pretty standard. Yeah,
mhm.
pretty good.
Yeah, it does. It sounds pretty good. Production, I think it's pretty solid except for the volume. So 89 between green and yellow. What about you?
89.1.
Damn. All right, made me look like the bad guy.
Exactly.
Overall, I'm at 79 between green and yellow. What about you?
I'm gonna say for me it's a 70 between yellow and green,
Got it.
just because
Yeah.
it's like I want to feel something, man.
Yeah. Yeah. There's also the kind of like we're now getting to know like your discography a little bit. So like if I listened to this song first before the other one, I'd probably would have rated it higher. But yeah,
Hmm,
I'm seeing a theme here. So
sure, yeah.
yeah. But okay. Thank you, Bax. We appreciate you. And yeah, that's it, everybody. Thank you
That's
very
the
much.
show for
Yeah.
today.
You want
But
to play us off, Josh?
yes. So
Bam,
oh,
bam, 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 bam,
you're in
bam.
Sweden. Nice. I'm a little bit Swedish. Um,
Ah,
Swedish coffee bread,
prove it.
Swedish pancakes.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I made Swedish meatballs a couple weeks ago. Those are so
Oh,
good.
okay. Oh, bro, this is a normie ass Sweden. But
That's
okay.
IKEA Swedish.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
but anyways,
Have a good night, man.
yeah, yeah. So just to play us out, we are here every Friday from 5:30 to 7:30 Central Time. Convert to your own time zone, be it
Swedish time
Sweden or
zone.
elsewhere. Yeah. And we get to every track that is submitted. So if you submit stuff today or now or over the weekend, whenever, we'll get to it. The sooner that you get in, first come, first serve. If not, you can skip the queue by donating. Follow us on Twitch so you get notified when we go live again. And also follow us on Instagram up there in the right corner, FastTrack_music, kind of our
Cool.
home base for updates, which should be coming soon enough.
Sounds
And
good.
when we get top tier tracks, you'll be featured on there as well. So keep coming back with your music. If something's really, really good, stands out, you might just make it on the featured playlist and the Instagram.
Ye-
Other than that, join our Discord
Beta.
while
Oh,
you're at it. Why not?
ye-
And then, yeah, also beta. So uh, that's the beta, fasttrack.studio, our little current landing page. The sign up form is there if you want to join and get feedback from some pretty impressive professionals in a format that you can go back to and reference easily, work with other people on, just make your life easier with making your best music yet, and be one of the first users in something very new. So, yeah, that's that. I think that's everything for today.
Yep, I think so too. Let's get the fuck out of here so I can eat. I'm hungry.
Let's do it. Get
All
some
right.
sustenance.
Thanks, guys.
All
Appreciate you.
right. Peace, everyone. Have a good weekend.
All
See you
right. Bye
soon.
bye.